Okay, the following you're about to watch is me playing Devil May Cry, Mission 13, and a little bit of 14, while answering Pathfinder questions while playing them, because I was asked 23 questions, and Jose had to help me again. So, I hope you enjoy the following questions. To the player that is watching this video, I really hope these answer your questions. Oh, it was a math test. Okay, I guess start reading me the questions and I'll just save the video clip once we get through all of them. And help answer some if you want.
I don't think we're streaming this, are we?
Oh, trust me, I will be saving a video clip.
Alright, let's see this. So, question 1. How would I go about...
Let me start it up. These are Pathfinder questions about my campaign. Asked by a player, the same player. And there's about 22 or 23 of them.
23.
This is part 2, and I'm gonna be playing Devil May Cry on Son of Sparta mode as Nero on Mission 13 while I answer these questions.
Okay,
Mission start. Give me the question.
Number 1, how would I go about learning about the alchemical properties about the local flora and fauna? Alchemy kit plus appraise or craft alchemy? One of those two.
Pretty much it would come down to appraisal and I guess sometimes survival if you're just looking around or something.
Yeah, so either survival or appraise, but probably, I don't know. Or craft alchemy.
Appraise would be when you get it. Survival would be like checking around, making sure you could get the plant or something.
And then craft alchemy is when you want to determine the exact properties of the damn thing, but...
Okay.
Number 2, if we ever face poisonous enemies, could I harvest their poison and turn it into a weapon? This one I can't answer. Yes,
it's possible.
as long as the poison sac is still intact.
I believe it's a
destroyed,
heal check to see if you could extract it, though.
I thought it was a craft alchemy.
If it's from a creature, it's a heal check.
Oh, it's a heal check. Okay. Number 3, is there any major bodies of water in your world? And if there are, where do they lead?
Well, Dragoon Lake, but there's no real way to tell where it leads because it's just a lake.
Okay. Number 4, if I were a merchant, where would I buy bulk?
But it also could be from Magical Springs, because, you know, World of Fantasy and magic.
Alright. Number 4.
That's my only explanation on that. Number 4?
If I was a merchant, where would I buy bulk goods and could I somehow turn a profit on goods?
A bulk of goods?
Bulk goods, pretty much. Like mass purchase.
Something tells me... I would say... ask the shops.
I would think the only city you could do it in is probably the capital, though. That'd probably be the only place you could pull it off at. Number 5? What ingredients make magic items so expensive to craft, because even the most common magic items are more expensive to craft than their weight in solid gold? This one I can answer because A, as you go up from like a +1 sword to a +2, +3, and so on and so forth, it gets even harder to enhance an already enhanced weapon. Plus, certain spells require material components, so there's also that factor. And it requires spell slots to cast spells to enhance this shit, and a higher caster level for the very high-end shit. It's complicated.
Are we talking about, like, enchanted items right now?
Yes, magic gear.
And what materials
why they're more expensive than gold.
I never questioned it in the guidebook. Actually.
No, I found an answer. It was because it gets very, very hard to keep it enhanced. Because in order to make like a +9 to a +10 sword, that's like a 38,000 gold jump. And you need like what, a caster level of like 19 or so in order to pull that off?
Yeah, because to enchant something, it would be some spellcaster is putting their magic
using their
into
spell
a
slots,
weapon.
magic, and spell components as well if they need it.
And their knowledge.
and their knowledge, which is why it's like very expensive. Number 6, prostitution. Is it illegal in your world? Merely frowned on, or is it just like any other business? I mean, Lustwing.
It depends on the location, sir.
I mean,
and
Lustwing exists.
And Lustwing exists. By the way, I should also mention another reason why my game is you have to be in person. Because some content might not be suitable for children.
Yeah.
I mean that to a certain degree.
If I were to hire okay, number 7. If I were to hire a trained NPC, how much would he cost? Would hiring him be a lump sum or a daily wage? There are rules for that. It depends on how trained they are and what the risks are for the job. I should know. I wanted to make my PC a mercenary at one point. Number 8. The Knights of the Holy Dragon. Why are they not actively searching for Naga and the Dragon Priestess? Even if they did not know about Naga, they know someone's been hunting the Dragon Priestess.
That is a question of maybe
Background
the
lore?
DM knows.
Yep. DM knows
And just
for you
wishes
to find
not
out.
to reveal.
Okay, so that's a hidden secret. Got it.
But
Number 9.
I would assume that they do search. It's just they have trouble finding them. And think about how many knights there could possibly be. So it could come to
Manpower.
manpower or being spread thin. They have to keep knights in the town so that they can help protect them.
That
Of
is
course,
true.
barbarian villages
They don't
usually
need
shun them.
protection. Oh, that's another question there down the list, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Number 9, back to criminal enterprises. What's the situation on them? Where do they rank in terms of money made and public knowledge of them? No, I'm not thinking about joining them, but I think Naga may have connections, and I want to hinder that and learn more about Naga. I've confused the DM.
Okay. The criminal enterprise thing.
What is the situation on criminal enterprises? Where do they rank in terms of money made and public knowledge of them? Basically,
that-
what's happening? How...
So, the back shady businesses?
Yes.
Well, criminal enterprises and stuff usually are kept secret until they're found, right?
Yeah.
So, there's
I mean,
my
look
answer.
at the cartels. Look at the cartels.
Some criminal enterprises are more successful if no one knows.
Flavors, how much money do they make? Where do they operate
As
from?
for-
Who are the buyers?
As for Naga being part of it, all I'm gonna say is a powerful being or big bad evil guy who wants to destroy things. I'll let you try and think if he has anything in it.
Okay, number 10, slavers. How much money do they make? Where do they operate from? Who are the buyers?
Well, have you found any slavers?
I mean, that's the questions for them, not me. I wouldn't
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
Nope.
you'd have to ask them.
Number 11,
find
drug.
them.
Number 11, drug deals. Same question as above. Dear God, he is making a criminal.
Same thing about enterprises. You go and find out.
Number 12, smuggling. Same as above.
Say. All these questions are the same. Find it and find out.
Number
Interrogate
13.
somebody.
Number 13, magic. How common is it in the world? So far, it seems very common, as in most towns have several powerful spellcasters in town.
Like master spellcasters.
Powerful, but not master. But yeah, how common
Like-
is magic?
Like
That's the question. How
you're-
common is it?
depends if you're going for like your basic like.
I think he
little
just means
basic
magic in. I think he just means magic in general.
I mean, the world is a magical fantasy land, so
God
so in a way
14.
it's everywhere. But at
14
the same
and-
time, if you're looking for like master wizards, believe it or
They're
not, I believe the one you found, which is, or maybe one you found happens to have a shop and is trying to teach magic.
That'll help for 15.
Few.
Okay, number 14, and this one does matter for a bit for my spares as well. When it comes to monsters, how common are they? Is running into magical beasts a common problem for the common folk? Regular monsters versus magic monsters. How common? Well, how common are
by magic monsters, you mean like monsters that use spells? Or
have
has to
elemental
be
properties,
defeated
or elemental
by...
energies. You know, the more overpowered shit.
Well, magical enemies, for the most part, are I would guess I would have to say uncommon, but...
Ooh.
Or rare. But for the most part, your typical bandit, gnoll, orc, or what have you on the open world, or beasts, are your usual. Dragons, on the other hand, extremely rare since there's limited.
Note, cryptids exist. Got it. Number 15.
Maybe.
Magic. How... you don't understand what I mean by cryptids. 15. Magic. How does it work? Is it something you're born with, or can anybody learn the gestures and words and cast a spell? I mean, look at sorcerers and wizards. Or alchemists. Or mages. Or, witches. Or, crap.
Pretty much, if you have the class, you can learn the magic.
I think he means more so
it.
the common person.
Oh, the common person?
Yeah.
Well... It helps to have an innate ability. If you don't, then it's gonna take you a while.
So
I
with
mean,
the proper training,
then again,
but it'll take...
then again, a fine example is Jimmy.
I'm just gonna skip that one. 16. The barbarian tribes.
Skip what?
What you just said. I'm just gonna go past what you just said.
What was question 15?
We already answered that.
Which was?
The magic one. How common is it? Or how common is it in the common person?
Oh. Okay.
16. The barbarian tribes. What do most people think of them? Why are they not civilized?
Well, they wanted to keep to themselves because they believe in their own... Because I know tribes... There are tribes in even our history that wanted to keep to themselves and keep their traditions. But being in society, some of their traditions get frowned upon. So, make their own village, and under Dragon King's rule, they were allowed to do that and have their own little laws in their village. So long as it doesn't disturb the world peace in the land.
Basically, as long as it don't disturb the status quo. Okay. 17. How big is the location for the campaign world? I.e., what's available for us to explore? Is it around the size of Britain, Europe, or the US of A?
I'm not a geographyist. That's all I gotta say on that one.
Is it big or is it small? Is it like... Okay, is it Breath of the Wild big, or is it like, I don't know, Link's Awakening big? I don't freaking know.
Compared to Breath of the Wild, I think mine's more Link's Awakening.
So it's smaller.
But because Breath of the Wild, its map, sure, it's small, but you could almost get across the entire map in a day. Like around 1 day cycle, you could get across the map if you have a mount. Maybe 19, a couple in 2 days. So it's really a land of magic, and the map, I can't really give you a size because I'm still not a geologist.
A cartographer.
Whatever.
19. When it comes to gathering materials, how do you want me to track it?
19. Wait.
Yeah.
What about 18?
18. Oh shit, I forgot. Damn. 18. Is there a reason why, commonly agreed upon reason why some people are supernaturally talented? Because I feel like my character is about as strong as a human can naturally be, i.e. through pure training experience. I'll let you answer this one first.
Is there a reason why commonly agreed upon a commonly agreed upon reason why some people are supernaturally talented? Because I feel like my character is about as strong as a human can be naturally, i.e. through pure training and experience. Some of the parts of this question is more of a
Why are PCs more
talking?
powerful than... I think he's asking, like, why are PCs so much this powerful compared to the common person?
I mean, an NPC could just be as powerful as you. It depends
Yeah,
on how much
retired
training.
adventurers exist. Sir, all I'm gonna say is this. Training can get you far.
Unless you're talking about the barbarian you had to deal with, but that's a little just unfortunate with that one, in my opinion.
I mean, again, it's like, you can still be much stronger. I mean, training can take you far. There are some very devastatingly powerful people that are trained.
There's a whole NPC listing in like the advanced player guide or
yeah, like
one
class,
of my
like
books,
warrior,
like
and some other stuff.
Like to tell you how strong you can make a NPC, and they could almost be on the same level.
Yeah.
Or you make one of the fucking
custom NPCs or templates.
Or you take a player character sheet and then you just make technically a character that will act as an NPC that follows the player rules, essentially.
So is there a common reason why some people are just naturally talented? I guess they just are.
Just like how when you get a certain class or whatever, some things in that class just naturally come to you. Example, look at the sorcerer.
Or the summoner. Never mind, I'm just going to keep moving on. 19. When it comes to gathering materials, how do you want me to track it? For example, let us say I kill a deer and skin it. Do I have 1 deer skin, 2 antlers, 100 pounds of deer meat, or do I have 1 hide, 3 meat? What if I gather plants? Would I have 1 belladonna, 1 wolfbane, 1 lavender, 1 potato, or would I have 2 poisonous plants, 1 medicinal plants, and 1 food plant?
Did that question answer itself, or...?
No.
Okay.
Basically, do I track everything specifically, or do I just say I have 1 hide even if I killed a bear or a deer, and 3 meat, or is it 100 pounds of this specific meat and 1 skin of this specific animal?
Okay, I'm just gonna simplify it. It's set number of items.
It's the hide, meat, poisonous plants, medicinal plants, food plants over... You have deer skin, wolfbane, lavender, potatoes, bullshit like that.
I'm about to say at this point, sure, because I don't have a flora system. I didn't think that would come into play.
Look at the, I'm pretty sure whatever you need for alchemical items. I think alchemical items has you covered, Chief. Alchemical reagents. Anyway. Anyways, 20. If we use a more abstract system, how much does 1 unit of X be worth, and how much money would X count for in a crafting recipe? I think Storm.exe is broken.
Use a more abstract system. How much is 1 unit of X be worth, and how much money would X count for in the crafting?
We'll get to it when we get to it.
Sure. When your shit goes into questions like, God
I thought I had complicated shit. Never mind.
I didn't plan for this.
I honestly would just look at alchemical reagents. I'm not gonna bug him with this shit. Anyways, 22. Are you keeping track of in-game time? And if you're not, do you mind if I do?
I just been casually doing so for
Don't you use an organic timer?
In a way, yes.
So it's more like.
But as for seasons and stuff, it's a land of magic. Does it really matter? Because I know that's one of the questions I see in the bottom about seasons and stuff.
If not, do you mind me keeping track of time? When are the seasons? How long is a year in your world? How about a month? Or do you just want to use real world equivalent?
Can't we just use Skyrim logic?
Can we just use Skyrim logic?
That sounds about right. Ah, fuck! I'm getting my ass handed to me. Is that
And
all the questions?
Yes, I think that's all of them.
I hate playing as V.
Why did you play as Nero?
I can't. It's forced.
Then why did you pick a mission where you're forced to be V?
It's mission 14!
I thought you were in 13!
I beat that mission faster than I expected.
You're gonna save the clip or what?
It killed my fucking thing. But now it's time to save that clip.